Time now for our first Midday Forum, and joining us is financial professional Brett Shunkwiler, and today we're going to be talking about it's open enrollment for health care. People have to go through and decide what plan is the best for them, and there's also some financial things that we need to consider when we consider those plans.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the process I take people through, there's really 5 steps.
Okay.
So the first step, you look at income planning, make sure you have enough. The second one most people focus on is the investment planning. But there's a couple other aspects. So there's tax planning, then there's healthcare planning, and then there's legacy planning. So the 4th step is where an HSA would fall underneath the health planning drawer. So earlier in the year we talked about Fidelity and how they put out a study, and they said 2 65-year-old individuals that it would cost them about $260,000 throughout their lifetime for healthcare costs in retirement. So, and we're just talking premiums, deductible, co-pays, amount you pay for your doctor. So I hear that, I'm like, holy smokes, we're going to come up with this. Do you have a separate IRA or something for that? But what you could do is you could use an HSA to help pay for some of that. So at the bare minimum, what an HSA is it's an account that you can use and save up for qualified medical expenses tax-free. So you might say, all right, well, what's a qualified medical expense? Well, on my website, shunkwilerfinancial.com, there's a whole slew of a list there to show you what might qualify for that. But it just says, all right, well, if you do have to pay for some of that $260,000 worth of expenses, that's a way to save up tax-free and help pay for some of those.
Now, I was told when it comes to things like this, if you set aside money and you don't use it, you also lose it. Is that true?
That is not true. You're thinking of a flexible spending account, which I'm glad you brought that up. That actually has lower limits, and that's not portable. You can't take the money from there and go use it that year and also the next year, but an HSA you actually can.
Awesome.
So for instance, last year, actually the 2 or 3 prior years, I had an HSA. So my family and I, we were contributing to our HSA. Well, this year, and those are usually only available for high deductible plans. Okay. So if you have a very high deductible, you can contribute to those. Now, this current year, we're able to get on a company plan for health insurance. Well, we didn't have an HSA anymore. We couldn't contribute. Well, we can still use our HSA funds from last year and the year before and the year before there to pay for some of those qualified medical expenses that happened to us for this current year.
And lastly, if somebody's confused by all this and they want to make sure that they're making the right choice, how do we get in contact with you?
You can just go to shunkwilerfinancial.com or call me at the office, 402-466-3919.
There you go. Good to know. Thank you for joining us. And we'll be right back. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News Midday.